Hello, my friends. I am doing this reading at the end of 2025, and my question for today's reading was, what do we need to know about the coming year? Funnily enough, you can see that card number 25 has come out. So yes, it is still 2025 as I'm doing this reading, but I specifically asked about what we can expect for 2026. So, the card 25 is called Round and Round. Essential meanings: the spiral quality of events when a lesson isn't quite integrated. Cycles you are challenged to break, revisiting a pattern from a new perspective. The Oracle's message: the appearance of this card is a reminder that although it may appear that you've gone backward, the truth is that you are standing at a higher level, looking down into your circumstances. You will learn something, do something better, and break a cycle set up in the past. You actually have a bird's eye view of your initial footprints and can access the wisdom and lessons learned. All right. Protection message. Are you refusing to see your own personal responsibility for repeating lessons you don't need to relearn? You have to surrender now to the fact that you are the common denominator in all these repeat performances. Be happy, for this is a wonderful spot to be in. You can now see the cycles that you wish to exit. Once you figure out that you have the power to stop going round and round, you possess the key to your freedom. Be good to yourself. It's not about blame, but accountability. You can have the abundant life filled with love and prosperity that Spirit so wants for you. So, accountability is being willing to take responsibility for your life, for your actions and your inactions that have led to wherever you are now. It is being willing to step up and change your thoughts, actions, inactions, whatever is necessary if you want to change your life. And the recognition that if you choose not to change, that is also your responsibility. So it's not about blame. It's simply about recognition of your role in creating your life. And once you recognize that you have the ability to create your life, or at least co-create your life, then you have a great deal of power. Because that means that you have a great deal of control over what is happening or not happening in your life. So if you want to change things, that's up to you. And if you choose not to change things, that's also up to you. Either way, it's a very empowering position to be in. So, what do we need to know next? Well, oddly enough, I'm feeling the tea leaves. All right, let's see. Needle and thread. A sincere wish will be granted. Well, we're off to a good start. Of course, if you make a sincere wish, then perhaps you are also willing to make the changes necessary for that to come true. Anything else from the tea leaves? I have to shuffle this in two sections, two halves, because the deck is so thick. So, all right, Claw really wanted to come out. Anything else from this half? Table. And elephant. All right, so a sincere wish being granted. Claw, be careful, do not take risks. Elephant, a long journey, either physical or mental, I would also say spiritual, will leave you wiser at the end. Hard work ahead. That's typical for that kind of journey. Oh, what's this? All right, this was on the bottom of the deck, and I just feel called to pull it. Peacock, beware of great pride. It does not do you any good at all. Humility is much more attractive. Doesn't mean you can't be confident, but it's not the same thing as pride. All right, anything in this half of the deck? Oh, I'm going sideways again. Sorry about that. Okay. Oh, September and March. Oh, that's interesting. Well, that's simple enough. September and March. I guess we should pay attention to those 2 months. I wonder. Maybe we can ask something more about September and March. Maybe we'll get an answer, maybe we won't, but what the heck, why not? We'll put these off to the side. Let's do September. Remember, this is all about lessons, repeating lessons that you don't need to repeat, if you will just acknowledge that. Okay, what do we need to know about September of 2026? September of 2026. We have the Ten of Cups and the Nine of Swords. They just jumped right out there, didn't they? All right. So I guess we'll put this one crossing and this one in reverse. I'm going to put it here. Let's see. Gonna have to move these over a little bit. Okay. I think everything's in the frame. I'm not positive, but I'm hoping for the best. Ten of Cups is an ideal family situation. It's a happy couple, a solid, loving, reciprocal, healthy relationship. It's children, if that's something that you want. It's just fruitful, productive, beautiful, healthy. Like I said, reciprocal, loving, generous, ethical. Or maybe I should say both people have integrity and they have healed, which makes a very different kind of relationship possible. But we have the Nine of Swords, which is a lot of anxiety, and the Six of Cups, which is in reverse. So Six of Cups in reverse is kind of my childhood trauma card. So definitely some issues there that have not been resolved. So if you want to get to this Ten of Cups, you've got some work ahead of you. Eight of Wands. Well, normally that's fast communication or news coming in. But if we're waiting till September, that doesn't feel so fast, does it? But who knows? Maybe the changes that come in September or the news that comes in September will be unexpected, perhaps, and that will make it seem fast. There's still healing to be done, even in September. Not terribly surprising, because there's always healing to be done. Once you start, you never really stop, although you do get rest periods. Anything else we need to know about September? September 2026. Ancestors. So, your family, family history, family culture. We all have family cultures that do get passed down. It's not genetic, and you don't have to see it as karma. It's simply a way of being in the world that you learn, and that your parents learned, and their parents before them, and that people keep on teaching from one generation to the next. Nothing mysterious or supernatural involved. It's just what we do. But given that we have this childhood trauma card and we have this ancestor card, something about your upbringing seems particularly unhealthy. And it may be that that all comes to a head in September. And you will have to finally deal with it. If, of course, you want this Ten of Cups. I mean, you don't have to have a relationship or be in a relationship. You can be alone. There's nothing wrong with that. Yep, Three of Wands and Page of Swords. So Three of Wands is about expanding, creativity, looking beyond, looking as far as you can to see what else is out there, what might be coming. And the Page of Swords is a student, someone who is learning, ready to learn, looking for clarity, has an open mind. And perhaps is looking at these ancestral patterns, these familial patterns, family culture, and reevaluating its effects and how they would want to continue it or not continue it. All right, anything else for September? Four of Pentacles. So this can be holding back emotionally, perhaps, or it could be holding back financially, of course. Just trying to be very conservative and careful with your resources. It could be from a sense of lack or fear. We have anxiety here, so it could easily be that. I was kind of hoping we were done with September, but maybe not. anything else about September or clarification on this Four of Pentacles? It's certainly the right time of year for preparing for winter. It's harvest season. Oh, we have clarity. So, that's interesting. Some sort of breakthrough. A mental leap, perhaps? All right. Is that it for September? Swords is the suit of the intellect, the mental realm, air. So it is not an emotional or spiritual kind of breakthrough. It's a moment of intellectual clarity or mental clarity. Always welcome in my book, but I think we're done with September. All right. Lots going on in September. We have this mental clarity. We have anxiety. We have childhood issues. We have learning. We have expansion. And we have news. And this seems to be hopes for the future, which is nice. Yeah. All right. Let's go with March. Got everything cockeyed again. Okay. For this one, we're going with the Panda deck. March. What do we need to know about March 2026? Oh, that is interesting. The first card out is the Ace of Swords again. Maybe 2026 is all about clarity. It's an interesting theme for a year. But hey, why not? Breakthroughs, clarity, insights, eureka moments. Anything else we need to know about March? Oh, the Empress. Coming into one's own, an acknowledgement of the importance of receptivity, and just to clarify, in order to be receptive, there must be a structure. The feminine is all about structure. Reliability. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. Ten of Swords in reverse. I keep pulling this sideways. Sorry about that. Ten of Swords in reverse. That's a lot to make up for. And it's right under the Ace of Swords. So some sort of insight regarding this ending, this very painful ending that you want to fix, like this broken mirror. Page of Wands, Empress and Page of Wands. Perhaps an understanding about a mismatch situation. Energies that don't match up. Six of Cups, this time in the upright. Six of Cups in the upright is about reminiscing. It can be about past life relationships, connections. So definitely looking towards the past, perhaps learning from the past. We've got this sudden insight regarding the ending of something. Perhaps this connection between this Empress and a Page of Wands, which could easily be some sort of maternal figure and a child simply growing up. Or even one of those family estrangement situations, I guess. Now we have the Nine of Cups. So we have swords and cups. There is one wand, but, and of course the Major Arcana. So there is this pull to sit and think about the past, to dwell on the past, perhaps. And the Nine of Cups is about, it can be about a wish being fulfilled. It can also be about overindulgence. And it looks like that this reminiscing may be a little overboard. I'm not seeing forward movement here. There's this insight. There's a Page of Wands who should be doing things, should be moving forward. But instead, there's all this emotional processing, perhaps, which is a perfectly valid thing to do. It's going to look like nothing's going on the outside. But on the inside, it's a long process to do this deep emotional processing. And you should definitely take as much time as you need to do it, if that's what's going on. But with the Nine of Wands or Nine of Cups being here, there's a caution not to overindulge in that emotion. It's very easy to fall into wallowing and just, kind of stay there. That's not really healing. I mean, you have to do it takes a certain amount of time and energy to process, but it's not a place you want to stay. So if you get stuck, get help. There's definitely some indication here of a potentially... The Magician keeps trying to come out. It hasn't managed it yet, though, so... all right, so Four of Wands. This is your community, family, friends, the long-term relationships. Could be a marriage, could be, it doesn't have to be a marriage. It can just be some other kind of long-lasting relationship, romantic or not. Perhaps all this thinking about the past has got you thinking about your community, the people who have a permanent place in your life. Oh, wow. I think we have a Page of Wands who wants to become a King of Wands. That's a big jump, but it's possible. The Nine of Cups is a wish fulfillment card, as well as this caution about overindulgence, too much partying, having a really, really good time, which, is fine in the short term, but overindulging in it is not a good idea. March looks like an interesting month. It's since these 2 months have been called out, I'm going to assume that they're turning points. All right. Well, I'm not sure we can expect to learn anything more. But I hope we do break these cycles of going round and round. Remember, that is the pattern, the theme for this coming year. And it looks like March and September are going to be potentially important breakthroughs on this round and round thing that we may have been doing. Breakthroughs are good, not necessarily comfortable, but if you want progress, they're a good thing. So I am wishing us all lots of health, wealth, and happiness for the new year, and of course beyond. And I am wishing you all the best. Happy 2026.